Hi there, Sagittarius. This is Kim, here to do a next 3-day message for you. Hope you're doing good. Thank you for joining me today. Let's open up to your spirit guides, all of our beautiful angels helping us. And let's see what we have. Thank you for being here. Thank you all for your comments on the channel. Appreciate you supporting, liking the video, or subscribing helps too if you haven't already, since they've changed up notifications. And if you'd like a private reading, they are pre-recorded videos, and the links to them are to purchase one is in the description box below. So Sagittarius, what message do you have for Sagittarius, please, to start everything off? They have the Father, you have the Hunter, the Queen. That's interesting because you almost have like Emperor, and the Empress energy, although this deck, all right, so the only thing that I saw that might be in the reverse was the Queen and the Hunter. So let me turn to the book. The Village is, we know that that's about like a place that we're familiar with, maybe our hometown, or it might be metaphorically speaking to those things that we are very familiar with, right? Comfortable with. Sometimes it's a card about being focused to move on from this place. Like there's more to, with the Mountain, I just always think of accomplishments. So it's like there's more, there might be more to accomplish out there, and it might require you to step outside something that is normally safe for you. And sometimes we can get in positions where we are playing it safe, and that might be stopping us from, being lined up with something that would be more fulfilling. So, why? Oh, goodness. Okay. All right. So this is about a lot of energy that is being channeled, but how is it being channeled? And that's what they're wanting to say. Okay. Is it being channeled towards the Father energy? So it's talking about, all right, let's give it a very concrete example. You have $100. You have to feed yourself for the next 3 days. If your focus is on what you are responsible for yourself, that $100 is going to go to food and basic needs being met, because those are those basic responsibilities, right? Where the focus should be. If you blow all of that on the first night on maybe entertainment or anything else, right? Then they're saying then the focus is careless or off in some way. So I think that, and so that might be somebody that you're dealing with too. I mean, we have the Father and what I would say, like a mother, the Queen, but is the mother of mothers. The Queen is the Empress. The mother Queen, the sovereign. See, but oh my gosh, I have to tell you the message. Listen, some people are always like, oh, you talk about things that are duality. They go a little too dark sometimes. Yeah, sometimes it does, because sometimes life can't just avoid everything. So this Queen energy here is somebody who is vain, wrathful, self-righteous, and demanding because of the way that it came out. So there is this conflicting energies here. One, I see good actions actually being taken towards being responsible for, at least for yourself. You know what I mean? So, and it's in the upright. This is stable, steady action. But who is the Queen? You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and just get that deck out. I have a deck that gives us the Kipperish deck, and it will pull out energy from that goes from 0 to 100 pretty quick. we'll find out what this is, because this could be somebody who is making it extremely hard to focus around, or you know that their focus is completely off of what is already established. So going past like the name or the semantics of the reading, I like to just use the actual pictures sometimes. So I'm getting like the tree, the family tree, or the roots, and things are going good here with this tree, right? So, but you have to tend to it, tend to the tree. That's what the focus is on, is keeping it stable. So why, and the other message with the hunter in the reverse could be an energy that is careless or even violent energy. It's weird. So that's why I'm like, there's so many different messages that could be here. We're going to have to get more cards to figure it out. So here's a message coming in. He has red on. There's definitely red in this queen energy. And high honor, 25. High honor. I think this goes over here. Because of it being in the upright, somebody is making the right decisions here. There's a character in this reading that's very responsible, highly revered, spiritually highly honored here on Earth. I mean, yes, it could have like there could be a military theme or going on here, or it can just be like this person gets a lot of respect in your circle. It could be you that is this person. So awakening is coming out. If the queen is in the reverse is coming out with this awakening, then somebody's going through a realization that what they are doing, like what is the motivation or the drive behind it. So this person, and this can be any energy here, it's back and forth, right? It could be you, it could be somebody else, but they're awakening to their motivation and their why, you know, what is driving their intention that the focus is on. And there's a force or energy that's like showing them strongly what this is about. Maybe they're even noticing or seeing for the first time the effects that they're having on people they love. They could be having people not want to even be around them because of, I don't know, causing drama, or just solely focused on like a selfish outcome. But somebody's awakening to this. Okay, so this is what I have. There's an ending. Road closed, ending. Clearly a big, I don't know if that's a sign that there may be some type of earthquake coming on. Not hopefully not where you're at. But it's a particularly different ending card that I've ever seen. It's that you really can't go any farther. Somebody can't go any farther. Somebody can't keep acting the way that they're acting, or being focused on these things that are messing things up. I feel like it's an ending to that type of situation. Whoever this is, they've caused a lot of emotional pain. They have caused a lot of emotional pain because their motivation, like it can be, I'm just picking up that energy of like on the surface, it looks like this person's wanting to keep it all together, and this is how we've always done it, and might even get like this. Feels kind of personal. Like this person is the solution or the attention is from what they believe it is believed to be the right thing to do. It's motivated by that, but not at the root. At the root, there's a really strong ego attached to control and how things are being done. And it causes maybe those that get in between, or even children, to have a lot of emotional pain. So by the book, or by what's written, you know, like records or whatever it is, or it's a control. It's like this person has been figuring out, how do I control the narrative? And that's what they're all about, though. So they're gonna know how to make it. This is likely an older person who has been doing stuff for a very long time, as far as like getting their way and control. And it's starting to be I feel like it's starting to be recognized how much this person interferes with trying to maybe even like destroy other people's lives, or try to. Okay, so let's try to see what other messages, maybe using a different deck, about something that's going to happen or go on. Solar flares, spectrum, synchronistic rotation. This is what is visible with the eyes, right? What is visible with the eyes? What is in our spectrum? And you can think of that as the full spectrum, seeing the big picture, or even awakening, because that's kind of what came to me first, was maybe there's a message that somebody's finally seeing the big picture. I do feel like, for one thing, let me say everything is in order. Everything is with like trust right now with cosmos and a higher power, or that there is a higher force, you know, at work here arranging stuff. That's the cosmos. And the sidereal space is like belonging to planets and stars. It's a vastness that we don't really understand from this perspective, because there's a bigger picture going on, but we're very much part of it. So we're wanting you to trust that everything is actually leading to expansion right now. Somebody's awakening. There is awakening energy here with the spectrum. Synchronous rotation is talking about somebody having two sides of themselves, or like the two faces of the moon. There's one side that's always hidden, and there's one side that they like to show. And so this is what I'm saying about earlier, like everything can look right on the outside, but there's a lot of stuff. I think at the core, it's even coming from emotional pain from the person that's causing some issues here. They are wanting, again, another card about your focus. You see these two very much so kind of lining up. You know, they're wanting you to focus, because when you pull your focus, whatever you focus on grows. Okay, we know that. And we know that that's how you get somewhere. So this is your point of action. And once you are determined and set on, like, okay, this is what action I'm going to take. This is my next step. Once you're in that spot, that's like there's this invisible target here. This is your goal, and this is gravitational acceleration, meaning exponentially, like the forces of the universe will help you get to where you're going. And I think you have a lot of energy right now, thanks to maybe solar flares too. I know there has been. There was a geomagnetic storm. It was a small one like a few days ago. Might be still feeling things. I mean, we're constantly feeling those things. We're in solar cycle 25, and we're in the middle. So we should have peak experiences from solar flares. So this is where you have a lot of energy, but again, they're pointing, see there, this is the point. That's the point that's where you take action, or where you like, it's decided. This is where Sagittarius is going. Okay, well then we'll get you there. That's what they're saying. I feel like somebody's focus on a situation that was done in maybe not the best way is what's driving some people away from like a hometown, or away from what they used to view as normal, because it's like awakening to this is absolutely not normal. Even though I don't like using that word necessarily, it's very hard to define what is normal, but we know when it's really off, right? Sometimes we're raised with it and we don't realize it until much later. So maybe that's what's going on. So you'll have a lot of energy, they're saying, to direct to a certain point. And it's like a gift. It's a gift here to get you to where you want to go. The optical illusion is changing. Yeah, when I see this card, I just think if there's so many things that we're realizing, that we're all having like epiphanies. We're like, oh, that's what was going on. Oh, it's a head trip, and it is. You don't really know what to believe or what's real or what's not, and that's this optical illusion. That's changing though. So predictive programming, or programs that were kind of just like built into, you know, I don't know, karmic cycles and things like that. I get a feeling just as a reader that those things are what is changing. But I have for a few years now that felt like it was going to be an optional process for you if you wanted to wake up and be freed of karmic ties. I felt like that would be optional, and that there would be a lot of rewriting of what we consider soul contracts, because your source creator is not about binding anything or anyone. It's about freeing and truth, right? And seeing clearly. So that's changing. Those things are changing. Wow, and they're saying you are a shooting star. So you're like, again, you're going to get to your target. You're going to have what you want, because you actually see what you want. You know what, whatever this is about, like someone sees exactly how they are and who they are to others. It's waking them up, and they will be changing. Like they will be changing. They will be changing their ways. They will be changing the programming. They will be adjusting it. Whether, you know, you have forgiveness or whatever, it's going to be, you know, that's your decision. But the shooting star says you're going to have your wish granted, or things will change. Yeah, just stay positive and focused here. Stay positive and stay focused. Something's going to help you see through what was an illusion, or in a world where we had all these programs and things, just storylines running that we just don't resonate with anymore. Not once you awaken to your divine self. It's a little hard to, you can't go back. So you're the shooting star, so make a wish. You might also see a shooting star, or maybe you have seen one recently. Your angel number is 21. So it says you are highly creative with a strong will to succeed. Your imagination is highly charged, and it reveals in itself everything you do, from your sparkling conversation to your most prized projects. I'm inspiring. And then I have 25 on the bottom with I'm intelligent. You have a great ability to take in and process information on both conscious and subconscious levels. That is the awareness that I feel like is needed. It's a certain level of awareness that is needed, and it's in order to decide to change what you can see is programmed, right? Or just running without consent. Right? That's what you're seeing or waking up to. So I am intelligent is on the bottom. That's what I have for you. I'm sending you lots of love, and I'll see you next time, Sagittarius.